Oh snap, we streaming too?
Are we streaming today? Welcome to the Swirl Suite, everybody. Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Hello.
We
I'm
have a
glad
special
we're together.
guest. Yeah, we are together again. It snowed here today.
Did it?
It did.
Like real snow, it's stuck and everything.
No. I got
No,
mostly ice. Did you get snow or did you get ice, Sarita?
we got both over here.
We got
Yeah,
both.
it didn't. I got mostly ice.
Sabrina, you live way out in Virginia. What did y'all get?
I like you said way out in Virginia.
First off, I don't live way out. It's not way out. It's a little ways out, but it ain't way out.
Wait, let's see. What? Okay, can you say it? Do we? Oh, we live. We can't. Never mind. Don't say where you live on here, girl.
Yeah.
It takes us about 35 minutes to get into the city.
With or
But
without traffic?
without traffic.
Oh, so you live way out. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is it past Springfield? Is it out 95 or 66? Okay.
I guess for me, it don't seem that far, but it could be.
When you live it don't seem far. People who live far be like, no. It's like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, to what? To
Right.
get to the highway? Like, what are we talking about?
We used to live further, and it used to take us with no traffic 45, 50 minutes. So
Oh,
to me,
my Lord.
Never come to the city.
Ooh,
Like, forget it.
Jesus.
no, we did. My husband works in DC.
Mm.
Oh, that's when you have that type of commute, you have options. Like you can work in DC or you can work in Richmond because it's about the same. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say like Reston. Say
I
Richmond.
live near
Yes, you have
You live
options.
near Reston?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on the line of like Fairfax, Reston, Tyson. Right there. It's not
Okay.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be like a field trip for me. All right, y'all. I can't. I had to talk to y'all tomorrow. I got to run out to McLean, Reston. Yeah, girl. I got. Yeah, I'm gonna be out there for the day.
It's getting so shady in here. It's
Is that
shade is
shady?
coming down. It's getting a little shady.
Okay.
Okay though.
All right.
I'm sorry. That's not how we welcome a guest, but
Right. I'm sorry.
Right, you
but
are
it
a
kind of
guest that
is.
knew and all
Traffic
that.
talk. That
But
was
it kind of
traffic
is.
talk.
Yeah.
But also like a guest that we haven't even like met. Girl, I'm sorry. Okay, we
She's never coming back. We
take
sorry.
two. All right,
Yeah.
I know.
and we're back.
Hey Sabrina, welcome to the Swirl Suite. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
My name's Sabrina Ransom. I used to be a full-time chef. I went up to a director of food and beverage. Loved doing that. Then decided to stay home with my children, and now I make small batch spices and sauces and sell them.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Let's talk about these spices.
Ooh.
Wait,
I have
yeah, I'm like talk.
yeah, I have about 8 of them.
Oh,
The most popular ones are I make one called beans and greens, French mustard herb, all-purpose seasoning, and I call it umami mushroom, but it's like a black spice. Everything in it is black, so I think I'm going to change the name of it.
to everything black.
All black everything, something.
Yeah. I mean,
Um, and those are the most popular. The most popular is I make a hot honey lemon pepper hot sauce and a wet
Mm.
lemon pepper sauce. So those are the most popular things.
okay.
So let's back up. Like, how did you know that? Like, how did you become a full-time chef? How did you know you wanted a career in food?
Oh yeah. First.
So, like most 18-year-olds, I had really no idea what I wanted to do. But I used to love commercials. I don't like TV, but I used to love commercials. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go to school for marketing. Got into school and just kind of hated it. Like, just played, not necessarily played. I made good grades, but I just hated it. So
Mhm.
one day, my grandmother taught me how to cook, and I just always enjoyed cooking. And so one day I was trying to figure out how to make lobster bisque, which I felt was a really, really hard recipe at first. So I'm trying to make the fish fumet, and then I'm trying to make the bisque. And my grandma, I was at my grandmother's house at the time, and she was like, "Don't you have something you should be doing? Something else?" And I was like, yeah, I got a project, but I get to it. And so she said, well, baby, that thing that you procrastinate with is probably what you should be doing. And
Very wise words.
Mm-hmm.
I went to well, because she said you're doing it for free. Like this thing that you in school for is supposed to pay you, so you're supposed to be more motivated to do that. But you over here doing this for free. Like nobody asked you to, nobody told you to. Like, and it's hard. Which at the time, for my skill set, it was hard. Um, so you should do that. And I really kept thinking about it, and I quit school and went to culinary school the next semester, and loved it. That's how we got here.
Hmm.
The rest was history.
That is
A
wonderful.
story like that, when people just change it up, like, I ain't like that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do something else.
Yeah.
I mean, because you getting these student loans, and
Child.
I couldn't
Girl.
see the, I couldn't see the future. I couldn't see like what are you gonna do with this? Like some people just know, and I just was in those classes like, what am I gonna do with this? Nothing. Or I don't know. I just didn't see me in it.
Cause
I
that
went to
one where you supposed to be, girl.
Yeah, I went to culinary school and excelled because culinary school teaches you. It gives you a name for a lot of stuff you already know. Like when I went to school and people were learning how to make a roux, and I was like, "Oh, we making gravy," and they was like, "No, this is a roux," and I was like,
You like my grandmama called it gravy. Okay.
Right.
"That's gravy. Like that's how you make gravy," and it was like, and so it's like all of these things that you can put a name to now, like all of these techniques that you already have that you can now put a name to. So yeah, so I went to a culinary school and excelled. Like I mean, I did really well. So I was very excited to feel confident. Like, find a space where you're good at something.
Hmm.
Did you, when you were in culinary school, were there habits that you had picked up because you just enjoy cooking that contradicted what they taught you to do? Or did
Oh,
it just, okay.
absolutely. I make hollandaise sauce wrong, but mine never breaks. And they would be like, how you get your hollandaise sauce not to break? Because I do it like this. The way they teach you is it's not stable. So I make it like this. Or like when I cook rice, most of the time they do a steaming method for rice, a 2-to-1 ratio, 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water, let it boil, cut it off, let it steam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I learned how to cook rice with the free boiling method. So I would boil it, rinse it, boil it again, and pour the water off. And they was like, that's not how you make rice. I was like, but is my rice the same as your rice? And they would be like, well, yeah, it's actually better. I know.
And then you just be like, et voila.
But then nobody could do it the way I did it. And they would be pissed.
Girl, because you black and it's magic.
People would fail culinary school every semester over rice and gravy. Every single semester. And I mean, we'll be in there sweating. And I'm just like, you just gotta do it like this. Like, I would just try to show them, and they was like, I don't get it. I don't understand how you know how to do that. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Because to me, it's
rice and gravy though. I mean, I would, but that's not my skill set. Like, I know I'm not gonna be in culinary school.
People would, but rice. So the method for rice and the method for gravy are such foundational pieces.
Yeah.
The method for gravy is everywhere. When you go to
Right.
make cheese sauces, when you go to make yours. So when you can't make a roux, you can't make none of them other sauces. You can't make nothing, honey, really. When you can't get the ratio of flour and fat, and you can't do none of that. And then with rice, it's just like the steaming technique. Like if you can't get it, it's a lot of stuff you're not gonna be able to. You take that same method and apply it to a lot of things, and if you don't get it in the rice, you're not gonna get it anywhere else. And so that cripples a lot of people, and you find a lot of people who will go over to baking because of they can't do savory cooking. I'm not a baker ever in life.
That's interesting because I would thought it would be the reverse. Like I'm not a baker. Yeah.
Man.
It's
So baking is for type A. Well, I'm type A in a way, but like for the most part, I am type A. But in the kitchen, I'm a freestyler. I I cook by my taste. Food is organic, and not absolute. So the strawberries that you get today may not be the strawberries you get tomorrow. You might have to add a little bit more sugar. You might add a little lemon juice. Like you just have to know how food interacts with each other, and that allows me more freedom in the kitchen. Whereas some people who need rules, they become bakers.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes perfect
They need
sense.
to know that 2 cups of flour to 1 cup of butter, like it has to absolutely be just this way. There
Mm.
no other variation of it. That's their safety net. And so baking becomes, in a way, baking is easier,
Hmm.
but it's not me. Because honey, I get in there and I'm like, you said 1 teaspoon of salt.
Marie, like, oh my God, what did she just make?
And
This
I
is
done messed
crazy.
that thing all the way up. So
so,
I just
so Sabrina failed to mention that she used to have a baby food line.
oh, I did. So I try not to be winded, like long winded, because I can be.
Girl, why? If you don't get your accolades out, we're not playing small like that in 2020.
Exactly.
I
Mm-mm.
did. So before I
If you
became
gotta talk for 5 minutes to list everything you did, talk. Take up all the space.
so before getting married and moving here back home, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I had a natural baby food line. It was just interesting because I have an older daughter, and then I got married and had 2 smaller kids. So at the time that I made that, my daughter was 11. So I didn't have no babies. It just, I don't know. It was something I had prayed about, and it was called So Baby. And we did, I mean, great flavor combinations. It was doing really, really well at home. And then I got married and I moved here. And it was just a little bit harder to start it here than to start everything back up, because back home, I was so ingrained in the culinary life there. So I knew people, like, have been a director of food and beverage for Hilton. So you make a lot of contacts with vendors and stuff. So I could just move, like, in that circle very easily. Whereas here was a little bit harder. And then I had my son and had postpartum depression for a while. And uh, I started blogging. It was just kind of like my way, my outlet. And that's sort of how we got to where we are now. There are more steps to how we got exactly here, but the blog was the beginning. So yeah, I did have a baby food line, and I still to this day have a lot of moms that are just like, you ain't got like a little ebook you could put together for us and just sell that? Like, you're not gonna make it again? And I was like, mm-mm. I think the time has passed. Even, and I have a son that has autism, and he struggles with some of his eating. So even with early intervention, has asked me to write like a baby food book that they can pass out to some of the
Wow.
for
Mm.
get him to eat a lot of things that um people, that a lot of people struggle with getting their children to eat. So I would make these muffins that had zucchini and carrot and spinach in it, but it was kind of like a carrot cake muffin. So my son didn't care because it tasted like kind of like carrot cake. And how we would make oatmeal with chia seeds and apples and spinach puree, and just to try to get all of those nutrients, because my son is now, even now, on a soft diet. He'll only really eat soft foods.
Mm.
Mm.
So if I put spinach and eggs, but you gotta puree almost where they can't see it, So
Yeah.
like all of those different ways, I was able to get him to eat. And I always say I started So Baby because the Lord knew He was gonna give me a baby with feeding problems.
Mm.
Because everything that I had already done for them, I ended up doing for my own son. So
Hmm.
it was a little blessing in disguise.
So you wouldn't even do the books if you just had a ghostwriter and you just talk. Like, I ain't got no time to write no book, but you can follow me around and take notes and then write your book and give me the credit.
Right. Just be talking into a voice.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Monday, 12:59 p.m. All right. So you're gonna get
I have all the
puree
recipes.
'em and
It would literally just be putting it in something,
Mhm.
and but it's just always So the way this business started, I don't ever have, like, I'm always a step behind. So I'm like always trying to play catch up with what I'm doing now. So it just feels like another thing on the plate. But I have had several moms to just be like, Sabrina, please. And I'm like, oh, girl, I'm gonna think about it. So I might just actually
get you some quick money when you already got.
Yes.
Girl, go ahead and make you some money right fast.
I know.
Get you some Black History Month money. Girl, go ahead and put you something together.
It's on my list to do, and you can pay like Fiverr. You can
Yes.
You
Yeah.
can pay somebody on Fiverr to do anything for you. Okay.
Right. So that's really what it boils down to. Like, as long as, like, let's say, as long as I probably sell 10 of them, that'll recoup the cost of probably what it took.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna think about it. It's on my list of things.
Well, we think you should do it.
Yeah.
Right.
We
you
vote
know,
for the book.
Because, you know, you just met us, and yes, what we say should be important to you.
Right.
And another thing that Sabrina does is she does meal plans every week. She'll write meal plans and you can follow it. And she even put like the groceries you need and stuff.
I did.
You want me to tell you what I don't do? That meal plan?
So I did it. So that's how, another way. That's why I say there's so many steps to how we got to where we are right now. I had a friend who was like, girl, I need your help. I gotta feed my family. She's a businesswoman. She works for Chase Bank. And she was like, girl, by the time I get home, I'm ordering out. And my husband's like, we spend way too much money ordering out. Like, how can we do this? I was like, okay, girl, I got you. And I wrote up the grocery list, the recipes, how you can take almost like a way that she could take her dinner and days that she can make lunch. And then, like, maybe on Friday, this is the day that you eat out because you repurpose your food in these ways. How you can have pre-made things in the refrigerator, like always buy your rotisserie chicken because you can throw it on a salad, you can put it in a wrap, you can, and it's easier if you have some things already ready. So when I wrote it all up and typed it up and sent her to her, she was so amazed. And she was like, hey, I thought you were just gonna send me a list of recipes. Like, I didn't think you were gonna go into this type of detail. She was like, you need to put this on your blog because women need this. And I was like, girl, oh, you think so, for real? And we did. I put it up there, and I had a lot of women be like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, what's next week? What are we gonna do? And for like a year, I did that straight. And then as the spices and sauces took off, I couldn't keep up with it. So what I did was do 36 weeks, which is a school year, and called it What's for Dinner. And so I did 36 weeks of 36 weeks of meal plans, grocery lists, recipe links, everything, and put it all in an ebook. And so now it's available for you to just have. And I don't necessarily do them every week anymore, but I did.
Ciao.
Sarita, is there anything else that we should know?
Right. Any more things that we're not doing with our lives?
I'm telling you, I actually met Sabrina when we were in Cancun at a retreat, at my Leaks retreat. And she was, how many months pregnant were you at the time?
You don't want to tell the people that.
It don't matter. It don't matter. We were on a boat. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. We were on a boat, and she jumped off the boat, like to swim. Like, we had the opportunity. We were on like a little boat ride or whatever, and we had an opportunity to jump off the boat into the water. It wasn't like it was super far, but it wasn't close either. And like, people were looking around like, you about to jump? You about to jump? What you about to do? You want me to hold your purse? Where your phone at? We trying to figure out if we're gonna do it or not. Next thing you know, I said, is she pregnant and jumped off the boat? God damn it. Now I have to jump off the boat. There's no excuse. You can swim, jump off the boat. But
I was literally, so you can't fly after 32 weeks, 36 weeks. I don't know. Whatever it was, I was at the limit. I was 8.5 months pregnant.
It's definitely at the limit, G. It was definitely at the limit. But you was like, oh, the my retreat? We still.
Well, what happened with the Malik retreat was the very first retreat I got accepted and got pregnant. And my baby was due in January, and the retreat was in January. So it was like, no way. I was gonna be able to go. And I ended up having a C-section with that son. And I definitely wasn't gonna get on nobody's, boat. Cause I had my son January 9th, and I think the retreat was like January 20 something. I was still laid out on somebody's bed at that time. So when I got accepted again, I was like, come hell or high water. I don't care what's going on. And got pregnant
Pregnant
again.
again.
How does this keep happening?
Like, look, I don't care what's going on. I don't care if I gotta take my new baby with me. Like I'm not like I'm not gonna not go again. So I went, and I remember I didn't tell my doctor. And I went. When I came back, I told her, and she was like, do you know how many tests I got to give you because of Zika? And I was like, but I wore long sleeves. And she was like,
I protected myself.
I was like, look, I had to go. She was like, what is this retreat? So she's a white lady, and she's just very like, she was like, oh girl, this look right, this look nice. Like, she said, oh, I probably would have had to go to that too. It's like I ain't mad no more. When I showed her pictures and stuff, she's like, and you look amazing. Like you don't look like you just had like you're having a baby.
Yeah.
And so I did. I hope we get to go again because I was out by like 9:30. Baby, I was falling asleep in the chair. So I didn't really get to do a lot of things that everybody else got to do, and I didn't really get to mingle the way people did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because I didn't meet Sarita until the last day. I mean, until we were no, I didn't meet you at the retreat. Like I think I saw
we talked. I mean, it was so much going on. It
Yeah.
didn't feel like a lot of people, but it was a lot of us.
Right.
So I think we talked. Like, I mean, because you were so pregnant, I like a few times I was like, "Are you okay? You need something?"
Yeah.
And yeah.
Girl, you want me to
a
put
few
your feet
times.
up? Listen, let me get you something to elevate your feet.
Like, girl.
But other than that, we didn't have full conversations until that little group chat started and all the people from here started to gather.
Right.
Yeah.
And but it was just, I mean, it was an amazing experience, and I wasn't gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
that's
So you talked about the products you offer and all of that. So, like, what's next for you? I'm trying to think of a brand to compare you to, but I don't really know. Don't nobody do all the stuff that you do.
Not at all.
So first, this started, since y'all want to know, this started just with all the things that I was doing. I thought I would move into the like food blogger influencer lane. I felt like maybe that was the easiest thing. I had never intended to have products. I was just kind of like doing my meal plans, doing my blog. Like, this is easy to maintain. I have the boys, because at this point, I have a 1 and a 2-year-old. So I'm just like, this is something I can manage. So last Juneteenth, COVID was going on, but we was kind of like fed up. And it was like a family that quarantined the way we did, and we was like, okay, we feel comfortable if we just do a small, like our family get together with your family for Juneteenth, because we wanted to do it, and we were going to be outside barbecuing, So we felt that that was a good thing. She cooks kind of like I do, so I was like, you make half the food, I'll make half the food, and bring it, and it'll be okay. So this is my first time ever really celebrating Juneteenth like barbecue style. I've celebrated it, in knowledge, but not celebrated like 4th of July. So we got shirts made, and I walked in the grocery store, and they had black cherries on sale. I mean, literally like Harris Teeter right in front of like, soon as you walk in the door, I was like, I'm gonna make a black cherry sauce. That's gonna be perfect for um for this event. So I go home, and I've had a cherry sauce before. To backtrack a little bit, what I was best at in culinary school was sauces. So that was my thing. Um, and I made the black cherry sauce, but I just made it off of what I remembered and what I thought it should taste like. And I took it to the barbecue, and I had it in this big, like almost like a mixer, like a blender bottle. It was just a big blender bottle. And but that was the biggest thing I had that wasn't like a Kool-Aid jug. So I took it, and she was like, this is so, it was black. Like, it was like dark cherry. I mean, like that black cherry look. And she was like, what is this? This is so, like, this looks so good. It almost looked like chocolate. And I was like, oh, it's a black cherry sauce. And so she got a spoon and, dipped it in there, and she was eating it, not with the same spoon, but she poured some out after that, and she was like just eating it with a spoon. And when it got everybody and was like, hey, y'all gotta taste this. And so then they were eating it with a spoon, and I was like, come on now, y'all doing too
For
much.
y'all. That's not what it's for.
Yeah, like just wait for the ribs. So we're gonna put it on the ribs and stuff. And it was like, girl, this is so good. Her neighbor stopped by and she was like, come try this. And they were like, can we buy it? And I was like, wait a minute now, like it ain't all that. Like, calm down. It ain't that good. Calm down. So I tried to take it when we got ready to go, and they was like, oh no, you can't take this. Like, we're going to keep this. Like, do we need to pay you for it? So me and my husband were talking about, he was like, no, it's really good. It's like, it's probably one of the better things you've ever made. And I was like, for real? And we made it. I mean, so like I was just, my wheels were spinning, and I went home and I was like, man, it's Juneteenth. I just really want to make something that is significant for Juneteenth. So I went home and I made a peach barbecue sauce and I made a watermelon barbecue sauce, because what is blacker than watermelon? And we have actually there been talking about why watermelon was so negative. Like why, like I have family that was like, you're not gonna see me out in public eating no watermelon, because it has such a
negative connotation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about, I was like, how do you flip that? Like, how do you make it something? So anyway, my husband was like, first off, that don't even sound good. I'm not even finna lie to you. Like, I don't want watermelon barbecue sauce. But I stayed up all night and I made it. So he came down late, maybe like 1 or 2 in the morning. He was like, you still up? This house smelled like a grill. Like, what are you doing? And he tasted it and he was like, Sabrina, this is the blackest shit I have ever had. He was like, but it's not what I thought. Like when you said watermelon, he was like, I do taste it, but that's not what I thought at all. And he was like, man, this is so good. So we took some samples and I sent them to about 8 or 9 people. And I was like, guys, like I made this and I think it's great, but I want to know what you think. And everybody loved it. Everybody was like, oh my God, this is really good. I sent it to my sister and she took it to work. She works at a school and they tasted it or sampled it or whatever. And so she called me and she was like, so hey, what are you going to do with this sauce? And I was like, I don't know. I'm probably just going to keep perfecting it. And maybe at this time it's July 1st, like the beginning of July. I said, I'm probably going to wait until like Labor Day, maybe, and then perfect it, keep playing with it and make it whatever. She was like, Labor Day? Like, girl, anybody got time for that? She gets on Facebook and says, hey, y'all know my sister. She cooks real well. She's selling this sauce. $25 for 3, $5 shipping. And it was like 100, maybe 120, 140 orders. Like it was so many that I was like, hey,
wow,
keep taking these orders. She done told these people $5 ship it, and it was $15 to ship. But like those were the first costly mistakes. And I mean, I would stop it and then I would get everybody's order out by Friday and open it back up on Sunday and it would sell out again. And it did that for like 6 weeks straight.
Damn.
And I was like, hey y'all, I gotta stop. Cause I was like exhausted, like trying to, cause I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no name. I didn't have no label. I didn't have no jars. I didn't have.
You just put them in like old soup cans and like old,
when I was giving them when I sent them out to my friends, they were in the little cute mason jars. They weren't.
Okay.
You're trying to buy. So imagine 300 mason jars. So then I gotta get you
gotta get on AliExpress and get 300 for like 5 cents a jar.
Right. So then I gotta get into my food and beverage director mode. Like I gotta go and find contacts, vendors for, jars or. But then you're dealing with COVID and shipping and like things are just so much oof.
Yeah.
So it's been like that. We're now in a place where things are more steady, but it was like drinking from a fire hose at first. Like it was just overwhelming trying to keep up with everything. And I said all that to let you know where we came from. And right now my goal would be to eventually be in stores. Like that's the thing that I want more than anything, that is accessible to people, because it's a little bit expensive now. More expensive than what you would see in a store, but still comparable to what is sold e-commerce. But shipping is just so expensive.
Yeah.
So I would just love that it would be available where people can just walk up and buy it. So we're looking forward to some markets, some farmers markets and stuff this year, and some retail spaces.
Do you think you would have ever jumped out and done it if your sister hadn't just put you out there? Like she pushed you off the boat. Do you think you would have always been like, let me dip a toe in? Okay, let me dip 2 toes in. Let me just wait. Let me just wait.
It would have absolutely been like that because I can be like a perfectionist. Like in everything that I've done, I wanted it to be, there's something about the level of content that you consume versus what you can produce. So I will see all of these amazing things and want to produce on that same level, but it takes time to get, to a certain place. And it would always push me to not put it out there because it's not perfect, because it's not, I didn't have the right label. I didn't have the right whatever. So no, I wouldn't have, or it would have took another 6 months. And then here we are 6 months later,
Right.
where
and you made like 5,000 sales.
Right.
it's just done, really well. And every month I'm like, oh, it's not gonna be, what it was the month before. More. So we have definitely upgraded packaging. I'm on my way to upgrade to better packaging. I didn't get to show it, but like this is the
Ooh.
That is so cute.
Yeah, this is the wet lemon pepper, and this is the hot honey lemon pepper. And so I'm getting ready to, like, the beans and greens is in this package, but I'm getting ready to go to bottles as well. So something that looks better in a storefront.
So after you did really well with the sauces, then you started doing the seasonings, like
Yeah, so the sauces, the thing about the watermelon, it's really only good in the summer because even if I try to get a watermelon syrup, it just didn't taste the same. And so again, having been a director of food and beverage, I want to use all the items that I have. So the spices came from, these were the same spices I was putting in the sauces. So this was another way to reuse them. So my experience with sauces, I was just able to, I don't know if I would have ever thought this would happen for me, but like some of the spices I put together, I would be like, where did that come from? Like, how did you even know? It's like, even with the beans and greens, my mama was like, how did you make this? And I was just like, I just thought of everything I would put in my beans to make them taste good and did that with the spices. And she was like, wow, like this is so good. Like she used it on everything. And the French mustard herb, I always know that mustard is a very classical cooking element that a lot of people don't know. Mexican cooking, French cooking, people marinate a lot of stuff in mustard, but it's not used in our regular, like most people aren't going to use that in their regular kitchen. So I created a herb blend and mustard, ground mustard, and some other things. And it's one of the most popular sellers too. And the all-purpose seasoning is my favorite because I use it on everything. And yeah, it's just amazing. I'm sorry how everything turned out because it's literally everything I use for the sauces. So I just repurpose everything in different ways. There are a few extra things I buy, but for the most part, the main ingredients all work well together. And that's how we got there. And the spices are, outdid the sauces until we got to the hot honey lemon pepper. Now, the way I got to this one, I make a sandwich. I'm from Alabama, Birmingham, and we have these hot lemon pepper wings. They don't have them here. So I used to make them at home because we wanted them. And I had another friend that was like, girl, you need to put this in a bottle. Like, whenever I come over here, you make this sandwich, it is so good. You should put it in a bottle. And I was like, But the more you succeed in something, the more confident you become. I was like, I can put it in a bottle. Let me put it in a bottle. And I did. And it sold. The wet lemon pepper as well. Whenever we would make wings at home, I want my lemon like down to the bone. Like, I don't want just a little dust of lemon pepper, dry seasoning. I want my, so whenever we used to make them, I used to take butter and garlic and lemon pepper and mix it and create like a wet seasoning and toss them in. And it was always really, really good. And so I did that. And so I've even taken that seasoning, I mean, that sauce, and used it. The other day I used it in pasta, like an angel hair pasta, and tossed it. Really, really good. You can put it on fish. You can put it on chicken. I did a whole spatchcock chicken and poured it on top of there, and it does really well. And it's just like, you don't even have to do a lot of other seasoning. Just use that.
It's going to be in Sabrina stories in the next week.
Exactly.
It's going to be in Sabrina stories. Girl, what wine you finna pair with it? It's going to be in Sabrina's stories.
But yeah, so it's great.
Yeah, I have two.
Recipe suggestions with it on your website so people know like how to use it.
Yeah, so there are some recipes that have it listed of how I use the spices, how I use the sauces. Definitely on my website, on my Instagram, I'll tag a lot of the spices and different things. So I'm getting better with writing recipes. That is also my goal for 2021. I don't write recipes. I don't use them. So like that has always been my drawback, where people are like, how did you make it? I'm like, girl, I just did a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then that's it. Work for people. So now I am taking the time to really sit down, write down what I did, and just write it. It doesn't have to be so technical, but literally just write what you did. And that's enough for a lot of people. Ingredients and then the steps. And so that's what we're doing now. But yeah, it does have a lot of the recipes a lot of the different ways I use the sauces.
And Sabrina, you were saying you had a couple of the sauces.
I don't have the sauces. I have two of her seasonings.
Okay. Which ones do you have?
Okay. What are your seasonings? I got the two everyday ones. So one is the Cajun and the everyday one.
Yeah, I saw the everyday one it's called Hold It Down.
Yeah.
And the spicy Cajun is what she had.
Yeah. They're very, very good. Especially when it's grill time. They're excellent on the grill. Wow. So the next part of our show, we just have like 5 or 6 random questions that everybody can answer. And you just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. The first one is, what is your food pet peeve?
So when people put shrimp in dishes with the tail on and I have to use a fork, I get so angry. Like, because I now gotta either dig in my plate to get the tail off or dig in my mouth, and I'm just like, why you just don't take the tail off?
People do that with gumbo. Yeah.
Oh, and it make me so mad. Oh, it makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Oh man, baby, just take this tail off. Now, if you're gonna put, like presentation wise, you put 2, 3 big ones and they're standing up, and that's fine, because you can just pick that up and eat it and go about your business. But if it's deep in this sauce, and now I gotta, with COVID, you just rethink a lot of things now. Like, don't be putting your hand in your mouth. Wow. If it's supposed to be on a fork, and this was something I learned from culinary school. If something is supposed to be on a spoon, it's supposed to be the size of a spoon. Like, don't come at me with these big chunky pieces of something and you give me a spoon to eat it. Like, it's supposed to be chopped nice and small so that it all fits on the spoon. That's my pet peeve.
Those are very good. Good, Tanisha. Leslie?
I'm trying to think.
Mine is people who put tomatoes in gumbo. That just drives me crazy.
Oh, so you don't like that kind of gumbo? With the red sauce?
Like, so what do you put in? Like, you don't put tomatoes?
I've had them both. I don't mind them either way.
Tomatoes never are supposed to be in gumbo.
Really?
Sabrina, she from New Orleans, child.
I know. I have a lot of friends that are from New Orleans, and they be like, first off, that's a stew. Now,
thank you, Sabrina.
I be like, girl, that was the way I had it until somebody gave me something different. Now, if I make seafood gumbo, I don't put tomato in it. But if it's chicken
and sausage,
then I put tomato in it.
I saw somebody put corn in there. I was like, okay,
Oh,
no longer.
Nah.
I saw it on Facebook. Somebody was doing a demo. Thought they were doing something. I was like
a ear of corn.
Like they
Pieces of corn.
Yeah, and put it in there. I was like, no, that is truly a stew. Like you are not having gumbo anymore.
But I do try to keep it traditional, like with a real seafood gumbo. I don't. I want the really dark roux. I want, all the traditional ways. Something about that chicken and sausage that makes me put a little fire roasted tomato in it.
It's good.
That's just.
Well, I got my two if you're not ready, Tanisha.
I'm not ready.
Okay. I've gone to a few places and they put honey in kale.
What?
Honey and kale. I don't know where this idea came from. I think it's so
like
off.
sauteing it.
Yeah, they saute kale. Like I order kale, like say it's happy hour. I'll order like an order of wings, and I was like, oh, y'all got kale? Let me get an order of kale. It might be steamed or sauteed or something, and I was like, why is the kale sweet? What is this?
That's
I know people who've done that.
Now I have.
Why?
Honey or syrup.
Ew.
That's what they think to do it because it makes it softer. Because otherwise, kale is really tough.
If you cook it, it won't be.
Right.
I'm sorry.
If you cook it, sometimes it still is tough. It's still like really tough. I don't know. I don't cook it.
Putting sugar on your greens. Have you seen people put sugar on their greens?
No.
I like honey on Brussels sprouts. I have had like.
That's different. That's different because that makes sense. But it's so off-putting. I wish I stopped doing it. It's not right.
I've never had that before. Right. Thank God.
You finna have Michelin star chefs writing in. Excuse me. Honey on kale is done for the following reasons.
If somebody knows why they do this, please just let me know because I don't understand.
One real big pet peeve, but I feel like I don't have to say it here because I think that y'all don't ever do these. But me and Sarita laugh about these. This cooking in the dishwasher is like all the rage.
What? Is that a rage? Like, is that a thing that people?
I looked it up.
This is efficiency.
And it's like a whole Google list of people. All those dishes you can cook in your dishwasher, and I'm like, y'all got to be kidding me. That you ain't
don't have an oven? I don't.
Do you not have an oven? Do you not have a microwave? Do you not have?
Like you don't have nothing. You don't have a stove top, a hot plate.
Most dishwasher cycles are 3 to 4 hours.
Right. It's not like it's. That's crazy.
Oh, maybe they cooking it like in the morning. They go to work, and then when they come home, it's
who going to work?
But the dishes are clean, and then they pull it out. They pull it.
That's called a crock pot. That's why you have a crock pot.
Yeah, but
you put it in the morning, take it out at night.
Yeah, I'm saying you gonna cook. I saw lasagna in the dishwasher.
Stop it.
No, that girl on TV. This girl on TV saved money. She did the lasagna in the dishwasher.
But she also how is that saving her money? The expensive part is the ingredients.
No, because she was doing everything all together. And then she also had a salad. She put the ranch back in the bottle that they didn't eat. Ma'am, this is unsanitary.
That was I saw that it was a whole nother thing because she wasn't letting her boyfriend take a full shower and she was
timing the shower, right? She was like, come out.
You gotta put it on with your body.
What show y'all watching?
It was one of them crazy shows on TLC.
Yeah, it was like something about like being cheap or whatever.
Oh my God.
That's ridiculous.
I was looking at him like, y'all should break up. Like this, you can't live this way.
He was chunky and he should have let that water run over his body. Like
a little longer, and it needed to be warm.
He needed some hot water.
And he did.
Let it run and get in them crevices and them crooks because he was not no little boy. And so he had to take out. She said she called it an army shower or a Navy shower or something, where he got wet, cut it off, soaked up, and then the water.
It was so bogus.
You too big for that. You need to let that water get everything.
Like he needs time to stand in, turn around, put his arms up, put them down.
He need to do all of that.
Wow.
Girl,
y'all saw the lady on Twitter who was making SpaghettiOs in a pie?
In a pie?
She added SpaghettiOs to a pie crust.
What reason?
Like a pot pie?
No, like a full size pie, a full size pie crust.
Was it gelatin?
And she put it.
And it made it like a pie?
No, I didn't see that part because I didn't last that long.
Oh, okay.
She had a pie crust, and I saw her put a can of SpaghettiOs, you know, the old school SpaghettiOs,
Oh.
in the pie crust.
Now, if she was doing it like a quiche type situation, or
there's no right way to put SpaghettiOs in a pie crust.
I was just fixing to say, ma'am, it ain't no quiche, nothing that I want with SpaghettiOs.
I mean, I don't, but like maybe she thought like, oh, this would be good for my family to eat a quiche type deal.
It's a lot of recipes that get so much traction, and I just be like, you couldn't be serious, especially around Thanksgiving when it was like, I'm gonna put a turkey in butter. I can't remember. It was like I'm gonna put a whole turkey in like 12 pounds of butter, and
I saw that.
And then what?
What?
I remember what happened. I don't know if they cooked it like that or they.
I think they cooked it. I think they cooked it like. Yeah.
It was just too much, is what I'm saying.
Wow.
Like these are the recipes that get 12 million views.
Yeah. Oh, one more. I got one more. The girl.
Okay, so then you can take mine. That's it.
The girl on TikTok who rinsed off her ground beef. Rinsed it underwater, y'all.
I think I heard about this. And everybody was like,
believe it.
Doing that for
TikTok. I just be over there like.
But she probably don't rinse off her vegetables to come out the ground.
Followers.
Yeah.
And or the girl who, what did she do? How did she cook this steak in the toaster? Did you see the girl from TikTok?
No.
Who put a steak in the toaster for her boyfriend? I said, baby, them wood chips. I didn't know you can do that right now, but give it to the dog. I wouldn't even give it to the dog.
In the toaster? Not a toaster oven where you open the door and put it in and set, but the toaster thing.
She laid the steak in the toaster?
In between.
Google it.
So you could get the grill marks on there.
Oh, girl.
That's what she said too.
But it's them little bitty thin ones.
It was a little small. I mean, it was a little thin steak, but still, baby. If you want that man,
how do you even come up with this? The same with the people who be making all that food in the hotel rooms. But what? You out of prison? Why do you not have a Uber Eats account? Why are you doing this?
Whew, Lord have mercy.
It's so many food, different things. I just be up like.
That might be my pet peeve. That's not creative. Like, leave stuff alone. Like, do it the way it's supposed to be done. Like that, you don't need innovation in those senses. You don't need to be putting 7 hot dogs in the coffee machine. Like,
but in college,
that's different.
We came up with a lot of ways to eat.
In college, we did a lot of stuff. In college, because you're working with minimal money, and minimal means.
Yeah.
If you have enough money to go somewhere and pay for a hotel, but you got to boil your hot dogs in the coffee maker.
Right.
You need to reevaluate some other things.
Yeah. Because
you making a grilled cheese with the iron that they have in the hotel room. Like, let's talk about this.
That iron never gets hot enough anyhow.
Girl, it barely gets my clothes ironed because I use it because I am obsessed with ironing.
It don't get hot enough, no way.
No, it doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
You got to use starch, wrinkle release, a bunch of water, and then the iron.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which only gets as hot as level 2, not level 6. That's to keep you safe because somebody will burn themselves. So that's so they won't get a lawsuit.
Speaking of safe, even is cooking a steak in a toaster even safe?
I think that sucker would catch on fire with the grease,
right?
And everything
from the fat.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming you got a good cut of meat, because I feel like
if you're cooking it in a toaster, you can't possibly have a good cut of meat.
I feel like it was just one of them little flat, not even like
a flank.
No, not even like a flank. Just like it was just like it didn't have a lot of marbling. She didn't.
Okay, well,
it was like a step above hamburger meat.
It was like
it was like
together hamburger meat. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, girl.
Oh gosh. All right, next question. Fried chicken or fish? And tell me where you would get, if you needed to buy it out, where you would get it from.
fried chicken or fish and then to eat it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know a lot of places here. So it would be fish. And
it'd be in your kitchen.
Yeah,
girl, it's gonna be in your kitchen. Because also you live in Reston, you ain't finna get no fried fish out there, sis.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No.
I mean, maybe you can get you a nice little tilapia grilled, but you know.
But if I wanted, which I love catfish, my husband doesn't.
Because catfish is delicious.
It is. Oh my God, yes.
Or whitening, I gotta go to Maryland.
You do.
Yeah. And I haven't
been 45 minutes to an hour, give or take.
Right.
Yeah, an hour and 15 minutes at least.
Because you know the beltway be sketchy.
So if I cook it, it's in my kitchen. Like if I have it, but if I'm back home and I go to a place in Alabama.
Yeah, what's the hot spot in Birmingham?
I'm trying to think for fried fish. There's so many places.
That's the South. I know they got a spot.
Or some gas station throwing down.
It's probably delicious. It's probably somebody, John in the gas station.
Because there's a couple of places by my grandma's house, but I can't even remember the name.
Because they probably don't have a name.
They don't have no name. Yeah,
they don't have a sign. They don't have
you just go a loop past the White House. If you get to the White House, you went too far.
For the bridge, it's a little place, and it looked like it almost like a little prison. And they got one of them Pepsi Cola signs, but it's so old and dirty. You don't know what the signs say no more.
Yeah,
they got good food. They got
the good fish. They got the good fish.
Yeah,
they got the good
fish sandwich. And
I was gonna say you got to put it on some white bread. Sop that grease up.
And that's what they sell it on. That bread be so flat because it be hot and full of grease and it stuck to it with a little mustard. Yeah. But it's a lot of hole in the walls I would go to get fish. Back home, but here I just haven't had.
Yeah.
And I don't fry chicken at home for real. It's too much work.
It is a lot of work.
If you're gonna fry it right, it's too much work. So I just don't.
Leslie, you still go to your gas station?
Most definitely. I wouldn't go, there's not a place, unless I was going to a church dinner, that I would go and seek fish. It's just not a place around here that I know of that I'm like, I'm gonna get me a good fish sandwich. Yeah. But I noticed Royal Farm, I don't know if they changed the recipe recently, but it's been a little salty.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a little over salt. I don't know if the recipe has changed or what have you, but that is the chicken crack spot.
Okay.
Rita, you finna be at Horace and Dickey's?
Horace and Dickey's has good fish, but their sides are trash. So what was that church called? Is it called Daddy Grace?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So honey, I used to work near Daddy Grace. The fried fish and Lord have mercy, and the sides, yes. So yeah, that's where I would go for my fried fish.
But you had to go early because the line gets long. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I said, a church dinner.
Dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Somebody grandma with a hairnet on. And
I'm saying
about this kitchen. You ain't supposed to be back here.
They prayed over that food. They prayed over that food before they cooked it.
The food, the whole entire kitchen, all the utensils.
Yes. And Tanisha, what about you?
Fried fish. I think the last place I had fried fish clearly was at home in Chicago. Fish, but I know there are better places. Like I have had it from better places at people's houses, but don't remember where they got it from.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now there used to be a time, for a long time, I didn't eat I had stopped eating fried fish because when you're young, they had the little bones in there.
They bothered you, yeah.
Yeah, and you choke on that once, and adults are just like,
it's a game changer.
eat some bread, eat some bread.
Or drink some water. You gotta spit it out or make it go all the way down. Like,
yes.
All right, next question. If you received $3,000, what would you do with it?
Ooh, our money is going up.
It's
Sabrina.
going up. It's going up.
Where the money reside?
After having dealt with this quarantine, I'm going on vacation.
Yes, ma'am.
Solo vacation.
You said solo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you deserve it.
It's a lot of places you can go with the American passport still.
Well, even if
all island places too.
Yeah, even if it's not an island, it's away from here.
Right. Like it's not my house.
It's not my house. Again, I have a now 3-year-old and an almost 2-year-old and a teenager who trying her best to get back to God.
Listen, if Malik have another retreat, then you're gonna have another one because you got to get pregnant. That's how it works.
No, ma'am. I rebuke you. No, ma'am. No, nope. But that's where I'm going. I'm gonna take my little $3,000. I'm going someplace all inclusive for as long as that $3,000 lasts. So if I can get a whole week out of that $3,000, I'm spending all of it and give me a week or 3 days. 4 days.
You're saving up for your COVID test. Come on back.
Right. Whatever it takes.
You can get out of America for $3,000 and be
on. You can.
Right now? Yes, absolutely.
Are they letting us go places? Can we move?
Yes, it's quite a few places you can go. I mean, not all the places you could go this time last year.
Yeah.
It's quite a few places.
But there's more places, especially Caribbean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
They need your money. So.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm just going all inclusive resort. Like when I get there, it's just all
do everything for me. Okay.
So save me enough little money to go to the spa. That's what I would
do. Who's next, Leslie?
I don't know how much it costs, but I would like to rent a private jet.
Ooh.
Not, obviously not the big one.
Wait,
why not?
You gonna rent a private jet and go one state like on Housewives?
Right. She like, we finna have lunch in Delaware.
It's the most jankiest. Really?
When they go from Atlanta to South Carolina on a private jet.
How janky is that? Oh my goodness, right?
Just get you a helicopter, won't it? That'll be cheaper.
You can't fit as many people. And you can't relax in the helicopter.
No.
How much relax are you doing on a 20-minute flight?
I was joking. Where would you go, Leslie?
I don't know where my 3,000, but I would get out of the country. I would get out of the country. I probably had to pay on it, add a little something to it. But
you might have to put 5 or 6 on it. Okay.
Right. But that's the starting point. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have to worry about somebody else's terms.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
That's very smart. That's very smart. Tanisha, it's your turn.
Yeah, so mine isn't gonna be like smart. I want an Yves Saint Laurent handbag. It's one in particular I'm looking for.
Ooh.
Okay.
And then also leave me like maybe $5 to put inside of it. So
there you go. All you need is your lipstick in there after that.
That's it. Lipstick and just lipstick. That's it.
Okay, so $3,000. I'm gonna get a housekeeper for as long as that $3,000 will take. Like, I cannot keep my kitchen clean, and it's frustrating. And it's just me and Alan, because we don't eat out like much at all.
Girl, you be cooking like 40 dishes. I watch your stories, girl. I don't even know how many kitchen utensils you use. I'm like, that has to be all of the forks. Possibly have a clean fork left in her entire home.
And like Sabrina, I don't know if your husband watches this, but mine don't. So it's just,
Would you have her or him?
I'm gonna say Sabrina got a teenager, man. She got the clutch deal. Hey, these dishes not clean.
Yeah, my teenager.
Laundry. Would you have him do laundry?
Oh, but that's his thing. He loves that. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Does he
he's
like vacuuming?
yeah.
And what is that about men that
I don't
love?
know.
I don't know if they just love the lines for the vac, but they love vacuuming.
Yeah,
I don't.
Maybe it's therapeutic.
perhaps.
No, mine didn't come from that field. I didn't get mine from that place. No, I don't do that. We have a service coming in and clean because I literally was like, you got to pick what I'm gonna do because this is all I'm gonna do. Like this is my bandwidth. So if it's cooking, then I'm gonna cook. I'm not gonna cook and clean.
Mm.
So not like so we straighten up, but I'm talking about like that deep cleaning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not even deep, like just cleaning. Like, can you get a rag? Like just moving stuff around, sitting all the books on the shelf. That's not clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they come in. I'm trying to get every week. I'm trying to get on their list for every week. And they come in every 2 weeks and they do all the dusting and they change out all the beds and they clean the bathrooms and they vacuum. I mean, so they just do all of it. I'm on my way to laundry services, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to outsource all of it.
I mean, because you're a party of 5.
Yes.
That's no joke.
Girl, do it. Reclaim your time.
Well, they do work with the service, so they take our linen, like the towels and the sheets,
okay.
and stuff, and then they'll come to whatever fits in a bag. You pay per bag.
Okay.
So when they take the linen, they clean it, and then the company drops it back off.
That's nice.
Start putting your sweatshirts and your jeans in there.
But I'm about to start putting my clothes in these bags.
Yeah.
Bust.
Because it's like $25 a bag, $20 a bag, something like that. It's not.
It's worth it.
Listen,
Right. Your time is worth more than $20 an hour. So
my mom is like rolling over. She ain't even in her grave, but she practicing because as a Black woman, you don't need nobody to clean up for you.
Oh, please.
Oh no, you don't, but you want it.
No,
it's not about what you need. You want it.
It's not actually. It's really not a good use of your time, to be honest.
No, it's not a good use of my time. But I explained to her, well, I don't necessarily get it because like I can't do it. I get it because I don't have to do it. And then she like, oh, you smelling yourself, huh? That's what you're doing. And I'm like, no, mom, I'm just being honest. That's not how I choose to spend my time. When we have weekends, we have time that we can spend together. We choose to spend it together. We choose to spend it going out of the house, spending time with each other. My husband has a demanding job, so like we may not see him all the time. So when he is there, I'm not cleaning. Hey, babe, pack that bag. Let's go.
You gotta be making these sauce recipes. You can't be playing around.
After you make so much stuff in the kitchen and you clean the kitchen behind all of these things, you ain't trying to clean up nothing. It's it's just, I mean, I'm constantly doing that. So then you have little boys and you're constantly cleaning up behind them. So it's not like we don't clean. I just don't have the time to do the deep cleaning. Like my mom had us cleaning every Saturday, but that's all we did. So we didn't go anywhere. We didn't spend a lot of time. We cleaned all the time. So you cleaned on Saturday and went to church on Sunday. And that was it. So I want more for my children. More experiences for them. So I choose to let somebody who enjoy cleaning, or at least is better at it than I am, stimulate the economy.
Keep that dollar circulating.
I love it. I love it. All right, next question. What carb do you eat the most?
Bread. All day, every day. I took a bread class in college, in culinary school, and gained 22 pounds.
Oh my God. In a semester?
How long was the class?
A semester.
How long is the semester? Wait, I have more questions, girl.
A regular, like January to May, April.
I was hoping it was like a long semester, like maybe your semester was like 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to give some benefits to these doubts.
Now, let me tell you, you learn how to make this. Now that I can do. I can make bread. I'm not a baker in any other way. But then also, bread has more freedom.
Yeah, you can make bread.
Cakes and stuff like that. And honey, fresh challah bread, fresh
Mm.
croissants.
You ain't got to tell me, sis. Woo, I know.
I took the bread class. The only availability that they had was at night. That particular semester,
And you went to bed
or something, and I was eating like we would just, and then we would make butter by hand.
Uh-huh.
So we would make
Oh, child.
the fresh butter, and we would make all these different flavored butters and a rosemary butter with like some focaccia bread and you know focaccia bread is very fatty because it has a lot of olive oil in it.
Yeah.
And we would sit up in the class because we were the last ones there. Nobody had to come behind us, so we didn't have to rush and clean. We would just eat bread. Like challah bread is my favorite, and it would be fresh and hot, and I would just eat it by the handful. And croissant is so much work, and you would think you would lose weight because it's so much work.
No, but it's so much butter.
But it's so much butter, and it would be
so much butter.
So good. And we had a teacher who lived for bread. Like he would talk about it, and you would just be sitting there drooling, like, I can't wait for this bread to come out of the oven because it's so good. But between them croissants and focaccia and challah bread, I just roly-poly walking around.
And then your next semester was vegetables. Like, I got to get in the vegetable course. Like, I got to get in the vegetable.
It was crazy. My next semester was meat fabrication.
Oh.
You didn't stand a chance.
Actually, meat fabrication is not as much cooking as one would think. It's just breaking down meat.
Oh, okay.
Whole sides of beef, fish. I mean, it's just crazy because you bring whole pigs in and you have to break them down and they would be, fine. But it's something about fish that used to freak me out. Like, it was the hardest part. But yeah. So actually, I mean, I ended up losing it. My metabolism was far better 10 years ago than it is now. But
metabolism be the first to go, right? Whew. Metabolism to your knees. That's how it works.
First one to exit the party. Like, no, sis, I'm going home. It was fun. So I was
your knees be right behind it, like whoop.
Oh yeah. For me, it's bread. And even to this day, it's bread. I can just eat bread.
Leslie and Tanisha, what's your answer?
Mine's probably fries. Like with bread, like baguettes and croissants, a close second. Like I probably eat half a baguette every other day. And eat fries most days of the week because they're just so easy and delicious and crisp and salty. So you know what? Let me not even just say fries. Let me just say potatoes. Because my number 2 snack is chips. So let me just go ahead and say the potato itself, all its forms. Yeah,
potatoes and cheese. I've been trying to move away from potato chips because that really is my crack.
Girl, I just bought 3 bags at the store yesterday. Was at a Chinese store. Why am I buying 3 bags of potato chips? I'm in there getting bean sprouts.
Was it your favorite kind or something?
There were my favorite brand and my favorite flavor. I'm like, so we gonna buy these bags? Do y'all
how long would it last? How long would it last?
How long did it last? I'm just kidding. It was just we down to 2 bags.
See that would be my, because then it gets to a point where it's like, well, you might as well just finish the bag.
Yeah.
And I made some of that ranch dipping cream from the Hidden Valley Ranch packet because I brought those back with me.
Oh my God.
For that, and dipped it. The chips that I ate were the smoked paprika. Not to these chips are so delicious.
Smoked paprika chips?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Wow, that does sound good.
That is
with the ranch, girl. That chip was. So now that I know the area, I got to go back every week.
Well,
walk there. Goodbye. I'm not. This is gonna be all downhill. But I walked there, so I figured like I can eat the bag of chips.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep on believing that.
It evens out.
What's yours?
I'm an equal opportunist, honestly. Uh, it varies from week to week. I really like rice. I love sushi rice, and once I learned how to make sushi rice at home, it's even more of a problem. Um, so I guess rice would be my top. And I try to make like something carry out style on Fridays. So I might like make wings and fries or something on Fridays. But I guess I say rice because there's so much you can do with rice. And what's a close second? I don't know if corn fits in there, but I really like grits.
Oh
And
yeah.
I like grits in the patties. I like regular grits.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
So, okay, so I have this question on my Facebook page.
oh no,
Salt or sugar in your grits?
Girl, never sugar.
never sugar.
Like literally never.
Who
Ever.
does that? Is the question.
There are some people who.
A lot of people. Girl, it's a whole
It's
Mhm.
uncool.
sugar problem.
Mm,
If they put sugar in their grits, then they put sugar in their greens and they put sugar in everything else. And they
But some people like their grits are like sugar and milk. And then there's another group of
that's cream of wheat.
salt, pepper, and butter.
That is cream of
That's
wheat.
cream of wheat. Mm-hmm.
If you want cream of wheat, just say that.
I think they're confusing it. There are people who maybe grew up eating cream of wheat and really
Oatmeal. If you
grits, or
want
vice versa. I'm not sure.
Mhm. Also, I saw something that looked interesting, and I said I was going to try it,
Oh, no.
but it's savory oatmeal. No.
So it don't
Oh
matter
yeah.
the flavor. I don't mind the flavor of oatmeal. What I mind is the texture of oatmeal. So I
Yeah.
don't know what flavor you put in it. I'm still gonna eat it.
I don't like oatmeal either, but I'm be willing to try it.
You're not finna like that, girl.
No, savory oatmeal.
What you gonna
And
put
the when I saw the girl make it, I don't know what she used to like actually make the oatmeal. I don't know if she used broth instead of milk. I don't know, but she topped it with bacon and an egg. You should see y'all faces.
You can also just do that with grits. Like, I don't understand
Right, it was just something different. I don't know.
like, just do it with grits. Girl, you don't have to stop, going off the reservation. Just
come back and eat grits.
girl, just eat grits.
Okay, so that's a no. I shouldn't try
Because
it.
you're not really a bread person, so you save carbs kind of on that. So, girl, just eat the grits. It's fine.
Okay. All right. That's fine. All right, last question, and this is just for Sabrina. You have an empty house for 24 hours. What are you drinking and what song are you blasting?
Assuming I don't do this anyway. Um, I'm not much of a drinker like I used to be, but I have gotten into liqueurs, and there's a peanut butter whiskey and I have a praline liqueur. And I love to put those two together. Kind of like a Reese cup almost.
Mm.
Kind of what it makes it taste like. And I would definitely be drinking that. Maybe in some coffee, maybe in some tea. It actually goes really well. Um, and as far as song, um, it's probably gonna be some rap music or something. Cause when my children not around, I'm moving this weight. I am like deep off in the drug game. With my spices and my sauces, I pull out my scale and I'm in here whipping the work. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's probably what I would be blasting. Something big.
I was not ready.
And she said it so calmly.
Right. She's like, so, because she leaned in too. So,
It's gonna be something real loud and raunchy, like for the drug game. Like so, um, Gucci or like Jeezy, Ti. Somebody who's deep up in the game. I'm Jay Z with the bricks that then got lost. Like this, that's me.
okay.
Now when the children here, I'm all ABC and Disney. But they gone, then we turn it
Listen,
up.
you let the kids gone 24 whole entire hours.
Baby, when I dropped them off at daycare, I'm beat blasting that bold sound system. I'm beat down the block. Like my husband's like, here comes my wife because she's listening to Ti on the way back from daycare.
Oh gosh, that's hilarious. Well, Sabrina, thank you so much for joining us. Tell everybody where they can follow you.
So, my name on social media is My Fork in the Road. Instagram is My Fork _in the road, and Facebook it is just My Fork in the Road.
All right, I'm gonna have to holler at some of that wet lemon pepper.
Mm.
I'm a little biased because I make it, but I'm telling you, it's worth it, and you ain't gotta just use it on wings.
Shipping not gonna be $5 though.
Mm.
Which is crazy because I really want people to know, like, the price that I give you, it's not even that. Like, it's more than that.
Probably not. Yeah.
But it's just so expensive. So
just
keep supporting it, and it's gonna be in the store, and then you can just go in the store and get it for like $5. You know?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Leslie, you got anything coming up this week?
I do. It's an event called for what is it? Wives Only Affair, but you don't have to be married to go to it. But anyhow, it's about being in relationships and having nurturing relationships and just self-care. And they talk about, again, relationships, they talk about sex or what have you. And so somewhere in between there, I am doing a thing on sparkling wines. So,
it sounds like something you need to drink with.
Right. So if anybody's interested, it's like a relationship tune-up, and it's for women. Just go to my Facebook page, Vino 301, and you'll see it there.
Cool. Tanisha, you got anything coming up?
Nothing necessarily coming up, but I was awarded, or am now, the ambassador for the Simone Awards. And it is an award program with Chateau Pomard wine out of Burgundy. And they award a women-led owned organization, think tank, that does amazing things in the community. So if you have any kind of organization that you want to nominate or that you run or anything like that, go to their website and submit your name to be to win the award, because you get a monetary prize for your
Well,
organization.
look at you. That's great.
That would be awesome.
That is wonderful. Well, as you guys know, next week we'll start Black History Month, February. I'm doing my Instagram thing where I highlight, some not so famous people in the wine industry that you may or may not know about. So be sure to follow that. Next week, our special guest will be Bree, and we're going to talk about politics and wine. It'll be super cute because we are going to pair a politician with a wine. So that should be super fun. And
Okay.
Yeah.
I already have some ideas.
I know you do. So awesome. Thanks for joining us, Swirl, you guys. That is the end of the show.
Thanks for joining us, Sabrina. It was great to have you.